So here with me now is Jeri Bittorf of K3C Counselling. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So can you just tell me a little bit about how people can go about budgeting for Christmas?
Great question. So with Christmas fast approaching, it is really good to have a plan in place. If you're somebody like me, I haven't started yet. So it's definitely important for me to have a plan in place. So the first thing that I would do if I'm budgeting for Christmas is I would write a list. Who do I need to buy for? And I'm not just looking at Christmas presents that I need to buy. I'm also looking at, what type of food do I need to get? Am I hosting a party? Will I be traveling a little bit for Christmas? So all of these things are stuff that adds up.
Right.
And some of them are things that we don't think about until the last minute.
Absolutely.
So it's really important to write those down first
Okay.
and figure that out. After you do that, then what I would do is I would prioritize my list. So what's most important? I know that my parents, I need to buy for them probably a little bit more than maybe I would need to buy for some of my friends.
Right.
So I'm going to write my list and prioritize who gets, or I guess who's in, who's number 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth.
Okay.
After that, then what I would do is I would figure out how much money do I have available to, spend for each person. So I would then allocate a certain amount to each person. If I'm hosting a party, once again, to that. New Year's is also included in that as well, and travel. And I would figure out how much I have available to put towards each category. If it turns out that I'm overspending, then I'm going to have to go back to my list and make some adjustments.
Absolutely.
That way.
Okay.
When it comes time to now shopping for that list, what I usually recommend to my clients is once we figure that out, why not bring cash with you to the grocery store or to the mall so that you're not going over. It could be really easy to get overwhelmed by all the deals and the all the specials that are happening over the Christmas holiday. And yeah, they could be great deals, but if you don't plan for them, then they could just entirely blow a budget. So I would say, bring your cash with you. That way you know that you're not going to overspend by having your credit card or debit card with you, and you can really stick to your list.
Absolutely.
That way.
Okay.
And try to avoid buying for yourself as well. That could be a real big I don't think that could break the whole budget is all of a sudden you just see
Completely.
something great for yourself and it's not that you don't deserve it. It's just, let's try and get that list done first and make sure that you can meet all of your obligations that you want to for the Christmas season.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, it's very easy to get overstimulated with all of the festivities and everything and the holiday spirit and the music and exactly, and all the specials like you were saying. And so people, I think having the list and what you're recommending is definitely a great idea in budgeting and in allocating certain amount of monies for different purposes. And, it's a major cause for, the January blues. I mean, after the fact,
Exactly. Also, that credit card statement comes out in January, February, and it's like, oh my goodness, what do I do? Where do I turn? I can't make those payments. So that's also where we can help as well if somebody, wasn't able to maybe stick to that budget as planned and, come January, they're trying to figure out a plan of how to pay that back. That is a free service that we offer, budgeting. So if anybody is interested in trying to plan for the holiday season or, pay back what they might have spent over the holiday season,
Great.
then we would be a good resource for them to turn to.
So where would people go in order to get in touch with you?
So they can go on our website, K3C Credit Counselling.org.
Okay.
Or just K3C.org is our main homepage, and you can click the credit counseling link there.
Okay.
We have offices all the way that range from Oshawa to Cornwall. If you want an appointment in Cornwall, we come here every Wednesday, and those appointments are booked out of our Ottawa office. You would just call our Ottawa office at 613-728-2041.
Okay.
And that would be our Ottawa office to book you an appointment here in Cornwall.
Excellent, excellent. So is there any specific audience that you tailor your services to, or your services for anyone and everyone? Do you generally recommend any specific groups come visit you, or
anybody that feels that they might want some assistance with trying to get a handle on their finances? So really that could be anybody from college, university students to people who are retired on limited income. We see people from all different demographics, and like I said, it is a free service to come in and meet with us. So
Right.
if that is something that somebody wants to do, then by all means, they can do that.
Great.
If maybe they don't feel quite comfortable yet making that appointment, you can also do an online assessment through our website at, like I said, K3C.org. And
Okay.
then a certified credit counselor will review the assessment, which is you putting in all your financial information, and they'll review that and they'll email you or call you back with suggestions.
Okay.
So that's really good if maybe you don't have the time or you're just not quite ready to make that phone call yet.
Great. That's great. That's a nice segue into stepping into the room. So yeah, nobody wants to deal with the ghost of Christmas past visa.
Exactly.
So thank you so much for coming on the show, Jeri. It was a pleasure talking with you and getting some advice and helping me set my priorities for my Christmas budgeting.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
It was my pleasure.